University, the voice of Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Mayor Cohen.
Welcome back to The Baseline, Season 3, Episode 2 with Justin Alston. We are super excited to keep Season 3 rolling. We had a great episode last week with Jalen LeCue, an exciting one coming next week with Joe Alexander. I recommend you all listen to it, but we're very excited to dive into it. Justin Alston, thanks for coming.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So, dude, welcome. Normally, we just start the pod. We want to, hear a little bit about you. Personally, I like to hear, how basketball was in your family. We like to go way back. We like to talk about it and then kind of work our way through up to where you are. And you've got an incredible journey and played in a lot of different places. And that's what we like to do here. We like to hear the stories. So don't be shy. Starting, as John said, DMV is super popular. Working towards that when you were younger in your decision to go play at BU. So how did that shape up? We like to ask about, did they come recruit you for BU right out of high school? How did that process work?
Yeah, they recruited me from high school. Had a lot of different other offers, but BU kind of just made more sense for me. Like, it was a place where the coach, he really was invested, and my parents were like, hey, this is a great school. Like, if basketball doesn't work, like, you'll get a good degree. So it all worked out.
So a lot of the things that players say when they come on is that connection that they make with the coach sticks with them all the way. And we see now a ton of guys are transferring all over because of transfer portal. So for someone who stayed 5 years, right, at BU, so how do you think that kind of affects college players now that they can just dip in the middle if it's not working out, or that whole NIL process, and how different would it have been if you were there then?
Yeah, I mean, how I see it now is like, it's really a business. Like, I think the kids are looking at it as that. Their parents are looking at it as that. It's like, okay, if I play here for 1 year, I play good, I can leave and go get more money. It's like pretty much the same thing that we do overseas, but now it's just sped up. But at the same time, my personal opinion, I feel like it's taking like the love out of the game, of like the purity of college basketball, because now it's just like, oh, I don't like it here, I'm leaving. Or I'm about to go get more money, I'm leaving. But it's like, it's not a real connection where it's like, okay, the coach, the players, everybody's connected. It's like, nah, bro, we're fighting together. We're going to make something great happen. So
for sure. I hear that. And you actually had 5 years at BU.
Yeah.
And your first 2 years, you didn't play so much, but it definitely probably groomed you. So why don't you talk about those first 2 years there?
Yeah, the first 2 years, well, my freshman year, the coach wanted to redshirt me, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, I'm going to prove to you that I'm going to get there. That didn't work. But the guy that I was playing behind, my boy Dom, like, he kind of just helped groom me into the player I am now, honestly. Because, like, just playing behind him every day, like, dude was like 6'7", 260. Like, he was a train. Like, everything he wanted to do, great footwork, nice jump shot, So for me, just learning from him every day for those 2 years, like, it just made me just even a better player. So I appreciate him for that, for sure.
100%. I think now, like with, as you were saying before about the business, I think the March Madness is going on right now, and you're seeing like not the kind of crazy amounts of upsets in small teams. And I'm really wondering, is that because all these players, it's money now? If they can get $10 million, maybe not $10 million, $2 million from Michigan State for playing there, why are they going to stick at their small school? So I think that,
sure,
has a huge impact.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense. It's just a business, It's like, hey, if I kill at a mid-major, of course I'm going to go get that money, because at the mid-major, it's like, you might get some money. It's cool, but it's not going to be the same.
So for yourself personally, like sticking through all those years at BU, I guess what was it about the school that you wanted to stick through it and see it through and really grow there, as opposed to maybe trying a fresh start somewhere else?
Yeah. I think for me, my 5th year, like, I kind of was considering it because I got hurt my senior year. I was kind of considering it. But then in the back of my mind is like, I've been here this whole time. I worked hard to, like, be known as, like, what I do. I mean, for what I do. And, like, the coach just respected me and told me, like, the ball is coming to you. So for me, it's like, it's a no-brainer. Like, I'm going to stay. Like, I know I'm getting the ball. I know I'm getting the touches. And it's just going to make me look better. Instead of trying to go to a big school where it's like, I'm going to play limited minutes again. And then, like, oh, yeah, but we made a tournament and then we did great. But it's like, how much of a role am I really playing in that? So it's like everything worked out in the end.
Yeah,
like, my coach wanted me to redshirt in the beginning, but I ended up.
You went off that 5th year.
Yeah, for sure. So everything worked out.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, I mean, typically now, because students have an extra year because of COVID eligibility, but you're playing 5 years. So another, I guess, kind of working our way towards your career and the path that it took. At what point do you understand when you're there and looking at what your options, what you're going to do next, does it come in to be a factor that you're going to play overseas? When does that kind of start to become a conversation that you have?
I think it just depends on really like how well you did in school and like how much you love the game. Because for me personally, like I said, it's so much of a business now. Like, I don't know if I were in college right now and at a top 5 school, if I were to say, okay, I done made, I don't know, $4 million my whole 5 years throughout college. And then to come overseas and be like, I got to get how much a month? $8,000 a month? Nah, that's not enough. Or go to the G League, get how much a month? Nah, that's not enough. I don't know. For me, I feel like that really just shows now it's like, okay, do you love the game? Because you don't love the game, then it's like, okay, it really was just about the money, and you made your money, now go start something else.
That's really interesting. I didn't think about that because now you got guys in college making a lot of money. Yeah. They might get a little bit devastated when they come out here, although you're making a lot more money out here than you would in the G League.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
For sure.
But what actually made you decide to go to Germany? And in that first year, how did that turn out for you?
Honestly, after my season, like I had a really good 5th year, so I started getting a lot of calls from agents and had a few NBA workouts and stuff. So that was cool, just great experience. I'm like, even if I don't go to the NBA, like just for me, just to get the workout and just to experience that was just amazing for me. And then on the flip side, like finding an agent was kind of like finding a school again. It was like you're trying to find somebody that you trust, but then at the same time, agents just have a rep of not being people you can trust. So for me, I ended up being lucky, finding a great guy, great group of people, and I've been with them for 8 years for my whole career, which is rare. Like usually a lot of people, they switch agents, but shout out to my guy Greg, he always held it down. What was your other question? I'm sorry.
Just how that year in Germany turned out on and off the court too.
Oh yeah, Germany was awesome, man. Like that was my first year, like just really being by myself overseas and just trying to figure it all out. Like I literally just watched a lot of movies, a lot of FaceTime, At points it was like, damn, I'm ready to go home just to visit for at least a weekend, just thinking like the college mindset, like. But it worked out, I got hurt like after maybe like 10 games. So I was like, oh my God, I got hurt again. So, but for me, I don't know what it is. Every time I get hurt, I always come back better. Like it's like the game slows down for me and like everything just improves, like just bit by bit. And that's just always kind of been the guy that I am. Like I'm just like a hard worker, like a blue collar guy. So for me, it's like it worked out. And
that's awesome. Yeah. Maybe when you're injured, you're on the sidelines, you're watching the game, you kind of learn things, pick up things like while you're just watching.
No, for sure.
Definitely slows it down.
Yeah, for sure. I think when you're hurt, I think just like you just see like how simple the game can be, especially when you're watching good basketball. It's like, bro, everybody twing. You don't need all that.
Yeah.
It's literally just set a screen, roll, pop, replace, shoot the ball, make a shot, and it's super simple.
Especially when you have a good guard on your team, it definitely helps a lot.
No, for sure.
Yeah, we were talking with Chris Silva, who he played with Jimmy and Kyle Lowry. Yeah. All he did was set a good tough screen, and then you either got the lob or they got a bucket.
Yeah, for sure. Something's gonna be open.
Good simple basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when you were kind of getting used to that life overseas, so as you said, you want to go see and visit your family, I kind of had a question. When you're choosing an agent, I think we have a lot of players come here, and as you said before, it's super rare that someone spends 8 years with one agent, and that's a whole side of the game that fans will never see. Like they'll never understand the process that goes into signing and how some guys can get screwed over sometimes, and it's a whole fucking part of the game that nobody has any idea about. So when you're making that decision, for you personally, I guess, was it kind of a family decision, like you needed to consult with your family and find out what was best for you, or was it kind of just like you're on your own, you got to figure it out, and how did you do that?
It was more so like kind of I'm on my own. But also what helped me in the process was 2 of my other friends, like we both left college the 3 of us, we left college at the same time, and they both signed to him as well. So it's kind of like hey, you like him? All right, come on, I'm going to mess with him too. And then from there, I just kind of grew my relationship with him. Like they're retired now, but I just grew my relationship with him, and it was like, okay, like he's a solid guy, and every year he's making sure that I'm getting in better situations every year to make my career just go further and further.
That's great. I mean, that's all you can ask for.
It goes a long way.
Totally. I mean, when you kind of understand that from our perspective, interviewing all these guys who play internationally, and the last thing you want is for you to feel like yourself when it's just you and you're out all the way, you're in Germany and you're doing that. Then you have your family very far away.
Yeah.
So to have that connection is great. So was that first year tough for you to be far away and to kind of figure that out, or were you by that and you were just ready to kind of jump into the overseas game and just get it done?
Yeah, I was ready to jump into it, honestly. It was like I said, like when you're away from your family for so long, I feel like college kind of groomed me for it. But at the same time, college is like, okay, Boston to D.C. isn't that far, so it's like an hour flight, I'm coming home. But being in Germany, it was kind of like, okay, this is the first time for like 10 months I'm gone for the whole time. And it took a while to adjust, but after a while, it's like, all right, I know what to expect. I know what it is. And then it's just kind of like, just play the game.
They ever come out to Germany and watch you?
Yeah,
Really?
My rookie year, my parents, they came, and my aunts and everything. So
That must have been an awesome moment.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's great, dude. I was out of my head. I was like, no, there's no way I came to Germany. But that's really great to have a strong system like that. The people that support you. That's huge.
And then what was it like switching over to the Estonian Latvian League, right? So I just want to go through it. Let me get it right.
Okay.
You went BU for 5 years.
Yep.
Started your professional career in Germany. Then you went to Estonia Latvian League, Portugal for a couple of years, right?
Yep.
And then you were in Hungary, Lithuania, Greece, Italy, and now you're playing in Israel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nailed it.
So that first switch from Germany to the Estonian Latvian League, what was going through your head, and what were some changes that you got quickly?
Yeah.
And also, follow up, did you, in your mind, when you were playing in Germany, you're like, I want to hit all these countries?
So actually, I left Germany, and then I signed to Hungary. I went to Hungary for preseason, and then I got hurt again. The same foot. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I broke. It's kind of insane, honestly. I broke my left foot 3 times. I broke my right foot 3 times. So for 18 months out of my life, out of my adult life, I wasn't walking.
Wow.
Like it's kind of crazy, honestly.
It's a year and a half.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But like I said, I'm so crazy and so determined in my mind that like I want to hoop and I want to be better. Like I'm talking to doctors, they like, hey, you probably should, I'm like, I'm not going to stop. Like, just put a screw in it, fix it, let's go. Like, and everything has been good for the last couple of years. Like, God's been protecting me, so appreciative of that. But, when I was in Germany, I really didn't understand everything about overseas basketball. I didn't really understand the Euro League and the
Champions
League and the Euro Cup, everything. I was just excited to be there. But throughout the years, once I got to Estonia and Latvia, that's why I realized, okay, like, oh, it's different. It's different levels and it's different leagues. So it's like, okay, you can play in the top league, but then in those top leagues, you play internationally. So all that kind of just hit me. It's like, oh, this is what I want to be. Like, I want to just keep moving up, that I can play internationally, that I can play to all these different countries. So it's been dope.
And in Germany, you played in the first division?
No, I was in the second division.
You were in the second division.
Yeah,
so then in Estonia, Latvia, you went to the first division.
Yep.
And that's where you played in the Euro Cup? Or
no, that's when we were just in the
first
Estonia
league.
game.
And then you're like, I want to go, I want to hit Euro Cup, I want to hit Champions
Yep.
League. And when you got to Euro Cup, Champions League, how was that environment different?
It was amazing. Like, it was just it really just showed me levels, like just from the referees to the players, and like everything was just better.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in the leagues, for my opinion, it's like the refs are terrible most times. Most teams, like, it's like most teams are good, but then it's like you got the bottom half, the top half. Like, but then in Champions League, or when I play FIBA Euro Cup, it's like every team is like super solid. So like you got to bring your A game every night to get a win.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
When I was wondering when you mentioned about those injuries, because we speak to some athletes about going through injuries. I mean, we even had a guest on here, Jared Armstrong, which was like a week off of a really terrible injury that he suffered, and kind of spoke to us how he walked through it. So with 18 months, as you said, you can't walk with your adult life. Yeah. That's a lot. And how do you deal with that from a mental perspective? Like, I know that you had the injury in college, but was that, I guess it was really the start of it, and maybe not on the basketball side, just on the mental side of how that you kind of get through that and get prepared to get ready to play basketball. What's that process like?
Honestly, it's a lot of prayer. It's a lot of talking to your family, and then a lot of self-talk, just reassuring yourself, like, God didn't bring me this far to bring me this far. Like, it's kind of more like their mindset, like I said, it's just like, every day I want to be better. I want to do something to progress myself in what I love, and what I love is basketball. So it's just like every day I'm trying to do something just to keep me moving, keep me going. So, but it's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially when it keeps happening, if it's just kind of like, oh man, did I not learn my lesson? Like, I don't know. But over time, it's just like I gotta make sure I'm doing the small things, working out my toes every day, and just just listening to the trainers and stuff more, just to make sure that I'm staying cool.
It seems like you're like at your 5th or 6th time. You're like, all right, let's go, let's do it again.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. My family is like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm good.
Wow,
I'll figure it out.
wow.
So most of the time when these teams, I'm just kind of curious, when these teams have injuries for them when you're playing in Germany or playing in Estonia, different things like that. Yeah. Does it matter how far you are into the season when you get injured based off of what they would like essentially do with you? At what point would they want you to send you back, or you stay with the team for the rest of the time? Yeah. How does that work?
It really just depends on your contract. Like my contract, my rookie year in Germany, I had it in my contract that if I get hurt, no matter what, they have to keep me. So I stayed there, did my rehab. When I was in Hungary and I got hurt, it was in the preseason, so I was going to be out for 3 months. So they were like, oh, we're just going to just let you go. And then, yeah, it really just depends on the contract, honestly. Yeah.
I hear that. So when you were transitioning from BU to then Germany, tell us a little bit about the play style change, the rule change, because that's a lot of what we'd like to talk about here, is that actually the ins and outs of basketball. So what was that first understanding like coming out of BU and getting used to what's it like in Germany?
Well, first of all, when I was at BU, we went to Italy and Switzerland. We had like kind of like we played against some professional teams in the summer, like before the season started.
How'd you guys do?
We killed every team. It was so easy, honestly.
Was these first league teams?
Some and some second league.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was just super easy because like most teams, they didn't have all their guys, or they only had like 2 Americans, and it's just like all of us versus them. Is like It wasn't fair, but. There was kind of like the first time I got like a taste of Europe. It was like, okay, like I know I can do this and I know I can play against these guys. But then when I got to Germany, I really realized like, okay, like the move I used in college, like I face up, rip through, and overseas is to travel every time. So I had to get used to like, okay, like I got to be able to put the ball down first or faster instead of just ripping through from the post. Like, and it's kind of crazy because like in college, that was like my move. Like, it was hard for me. It was hard for people to stop it because like my first step was quick, but then I got out here. It's like, oh man, I kind of got to like reshape my game and change my game. Yeah, that, and I realized I'm not as tall as I thought I was. Like in college, it's kind of like, okay, you have some 7-footers, you have some 6'10" guys, whatever. But when I was in college, I only played center, and then I came overseas, and I'm like, these guys are huge. Like, there's no way I could continue playing center. So that's kind of how I like evolved and started shooting the jump shots more, and it just became like, okay, like since I can't do that anymore, I can't really bang in the post how I want to. I got to kind of evolve.
Brought the game out more.
Yep, exactly.
Nice. And when BU brought you guys over to Europe, is that like a certain program they have trying to get you guys to come out and like play overseas post BU?
No, I think it's like something that like every college does, honestly, or every D1 school does, just to like get exposure to like playing in different countries and stuff. Yeah.
That's great. That's
awesome. You see Auburn do it with Auburn comes to Israel, and that's cool. So we'll see they're doing good in the tournament. Yeah. So, okay, that's very interesting. I mean, a lot of what we hear from guys is that getting used to that, and also the physicality they talk about from different leagues. So I guess maybe from Europe to Europe now, I'm kind of curious, as you've played in lots of different places, which one was maybe, I guess, the biggest change jump to jump, or was it kind of the BU, then you're playing in Europe, and that was the biggest jump?
Let's think. Okay, so since I've been injured so many times, especially in the beginning of my career, like it took me a while to like finally get to that playing in like the better leagues. Like, like I'll sign the teams, and the teams or the fans, they're like, yeah, I don't really know about this guy. Like he just came from like Portugal, like which is in like a super respected league. And then I go to Hungary and I kill there, and then they're like, okay, then I go to Lithuania, then Lithuania's like, he was just in Hungary, I don't really know. Then I kill there. So it's kind of like every year is just getting harder and harder for me. But it was like I liked it because I'm always the underdog. Everybody's not expecting me to be who I am. So for me, it's just like I take that personally. and I want to show everybody like I am who I say I am, and like I know I'm that good, so I'm going to show you.
That's great. Wow.
That's really
and you're
interesting.
hearing this, like these like fans like talking shit and stuff.
Yeah, but like sometimes it'd be even like the GMs or like of my team or the players. They're like, yeah, bro, I don't know, you played. Like, all right, I'll show you.
So first practice, you're like, you come in, you're like, all right, you ready, guys?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, I'll show you.
Wow. And to adapt to a certain league, like he's asking you, like, was there? You said coming to Germany, you had to bring it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Where is the league that you really felt that you adapted and you like were able to prove yourself? I know we talked about it earlier. When you came out here, you had the cup in Ramat Gan. You were killing out there.
Yeah.
So what was about Ramat Gan? And also now being here in Holon, you've been killing.
Yeah.
And like, what is it about this? Maybe the Israeli league as a league that makes you really like just go at it here.
I love it out here, honestly. Like. Out of all the countries I've played in, this is probably between here and Greece. Like these are like my two favorite. I'm sure you guys can guess why. Like you be on the beach every day. Like the weather's nice. You know, the people are friendly. Food is good. But out here, I just feel comfortable, man. Like my small stint with Ramadan and even now with Holon is like they allow me to play my game. And for me personally, when a coach and my teammates allow me to play my game and just do what I do well, I look good. And especially now I'm playing with a guy like DJ Cooper. Like, he's one of the best point guards I've ever played with. Like, this guy's just going to find you in all the right spots and just make you look good effortlessly.
Yeah, he's been killing.
Yeah.
You guys signed the same time or
I signed like 2 weeks before him.
2 weeks before, and then he came. And did you notice the switch in the team immediately?
Yeah, for sure. Like he's a veteran, so like, you know, he's played everywhere.
Right.
And every team he goes to, he makes the team better.
And we could talk about it in all these different leagues. Have you always played more of like a 4 or 5 type of player?
Honestly, I always like my first like 5 years, I played only the 5.
Strictly 5.
Strictly the 5. And then the better that my shooting got, like in these last like 3 years, really, like that's when I really became more only a 4.
Right.
Or like some minutes at the 5, but really only a 4.
Yeah, so I want to ask, like, in these leagues, did the point guard have a big impact on how you're going to play? Cause,
for sure.
right?
For me personally, if I don't have a good point guard, then I'm not going to look good.
Right.
Because, like, I can hustle, I can do everything else, but, like, if you're not finding me in my spots, it's kind of hard to, like, for me to, like, really be myself and super efficient.
Because I noticed, like, there's guys who are great guards, amazing guards, but some of them are just not made to be a point.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And then, like, you
Play
see
with a lot of those.
I love, personally, Elijah Mitrulon's killer, right? He's a scorer. But at the point, DJ Cooper's just finding everyone now. And you could see Holon's playing way better ever since he got there. And it's really cool to see. I love it.
The point guard position for me is like the hardest position. Like, if you have a good point guard, it makes the whole team just look really good. Because it's like, okay, like, I don't want you to take a million dribbles. I'm going to just, you get in your spot and I'm going to find you. And when I find you, just make the shot. Simple.
That's how it's played.
Yeah.
So as you said before, as guys being veterans in the team, like maybe guys being around for a little bit, for you personally, I was kind of curious at what point maybe you realized that you had become kind of that veteran who had that experience, and if there's younger guys that are coming over from America, from Europe, anywhere overseas, now all of a sudden instead of you looking for advice, like you're that guy. So at what point was that switch maybe that you felt?
I'll say probably in like the last like 2 years is like I'm kind of just looking at the teams like, I'm kind of like almost the oldest person on the team. Like one time, I think maybe 2 years ago, I was the oldest person on the team or close to it. I was just like, it's kind of crazy. Like time really flies, you know. It's been a good transition though, because I've been able to give them the advice that I got from OGs and listen to people. And even still now, like I talk to like DJ, like just getting advice from him, like, so it's good.
Right, that's huge. I mean, when we speak to guys, they said it's obviously so important to be able to, you know, speak to and be comfortable, basically, is what we're saying. But also having guys on your team that are veterans that have done it before is like, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure.
So for you, when you were coming overseas in the beginning, did you have guys that you kind of attached to and maybe just listened to and how they got adapted and helped you out?
For sure. My rookie year, I had a Canadian guy on my team, Jermaine Buckner, Yeah, he's with the Celtics now. Actually, one of the coaches, with the coaching staff. For me, he was huge my rookie year. Like, he literally told me everything I needed to know about Europe, Germany, and like, he's like, hey, bro, you can make a lot of money in this. If you really just focus and do the things that you can do and what the coach says, you're going to make a lot of money. And what he said, it worked out. So shout out to Jermaine.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's what guys need to hear. They need to have someone who's in their corner and explaining to them what they can do. And that's kind of a lot what we come across is that you have all these guys and how ambitious can you be? Like, when are you going to run out of gas? And it's going to be tough overseas. And sometimes you're going to have these like really shitty situations and challenges, but like to work through it and to keep going is like, that's when you're going to see it arrive on the other side.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
great.
Go through a lot of trials and tribulations, but as long as you got a good support cast and you believe in yourself, it'll work out.
So I'm personally curious a little bit about your time in Italy, because I was wondering, essentially, basically, when you're domestically traveling in between leagues, like you said, you played near Venice. Yeah. So how does that work? Meaning you get to see the whole countries wherever you play, or sometimes maybe if you're in Estonia, I don't know, it's freezing there the whole time. Yeah. So from a lifestyle to basketball perspective, where were you that you actually were able to enjoy where you were? And some places it's like you're on a bus the whole time and there isn't shit to do.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like it's country to country. And just like depending on like how far you actually live from like most major cities. 'Cause like I feel like for me when I was just in Italy, I was only like 3 hours. No, so I was like 10 minutes away from Venice. I was like an hour away from Bologna, and then maybe like 3 hours, 4 hours away from Milan. So for me, like personally, like if I have an off day or we have a couple of days off, I'm going to go to Milan. I'm gonna go visit places with my girl and just shop or whatever. So for me, it's just like if I got an off day, I'm trying to go see something. I'm trying to go do something. I'm not just going to sit in the house. So I want to see the country.
That's dope. So then coming to Israel for the first time, at what point did you hear about Israel coming to play? And was it kind of just another country that was floated out there? Or what was the first interest? Because we love to hear from guys how they got introduced to Israel and maybe what was like their first time coming. So tell us maybe how you heard about it. Was it through the agency? And then when you first got here, what was it like?
I've had a lot of friends just throughout the years, always played here. And they all told me the same thing, like, it's amazing. It's like Little Miami. They all told me it's super expensive, but at the same time, like, it's worth it. So last year when I got out here, I was like, man, like, this is beautiful out here. I'm like, my first thought is like, okay, this is beautiful. And then the second thought is like, okay, I can get any kind of food I want. I can go travel. I can go to Jerusalem. I can go to Nazareth. Like, it's like, this is, for me, it's just like, oh, I'm in the Holy Land. Like, what else? Like, what more do I want?
For sure.
That's
and there's
awesome.
something, I think you're a faithful guy, right? Is there something about coming Israel, like historically, that like resonates with you?
Yeah, for sure. I think just for me personally, like, been reading the Bible my whole life and going to Catholic schools and everything else. But it's just like, just to be able to say like, okay, like I've been here, like feet on soil, like I've been to these different places. Like a lot of people, especially where I come from, like they don't get a chance to even do this or say that they live there, you know? So for me, it's like living in all these different countries, especially in Israel, is like, this is a blessing. And just to be able to like tell my family, tell my kids, like I've lived all these different lives and lived in all these different places is pretty cool.
That's amazing.
It is. It is really cool. So I guess kind of from a basketball perspective, what we like to hear is, I guess, the podcast, like we like talked to a lot of players here in Israel, obviously Israeli players too. Yeah. So what have you noticed about maybe the Israeli league that's different or that stands out to you? Do they have, coaches that are better than most in other leagues? Is it, maybe the crowd is more interesting than other leagues? So tell us just a little bit about what makes Israel a little bit unique as a place to play.
Yeah. I feel like crowd-wise, shout out to the Holonians.
Oh, they're crazy. I forgot for a second.
They are crazy. I love it, but it's a lot of, like, out here, like, it's really life or death for them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they love it. They love it with a passion. And for me, I love that. Because, like, even when I'm playing when we were playing Maccabi yesterday or we playing Hapoel Tel Aviv or all these other, like, crazy fans, like, I don't know what people are saying. But for me, it's just, like, the energy is just so great that I just like the energy, Like, they could be cussing me out, calling me all kind of words, but I don't know what they're saying. So for me, it's fun. Like, I don't know. And it's, like, I like being in those big moments and, like, and just Like I love the crowd, honestly.
They could be like cussing you out. You're like, turn me up.
Yeah, it's like I'm just laughing. Like, hey, I like this. Like, let's go. Like, let's get a win. Let's get
awesome.
some buckets.
That's
And to kind of like wrap up, but I want to hear from like a vet like you. What's something that you're telling the up and coming, rising, or graduates of colleges that are coming out to play here? What's some advice that you would give them?
Oh man, I would just tell them first, keep your belief in yourself. You know, every situation isn't going to be a great situation for you, but every situation can be something you can learn from. Never get too high, never get too low. Kind of just stay in the middle, and just keep working your tail off, man. Everything is going to pay off. Like when you really put time and work into your craft, like it's all going to work out. For sure.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
That's
It's
great.
inspirational because, you know, as I said before, you have a lot of these guys that are getting discouraged when it's like something's not wrong or injury too.
Yeah.
So that's it's important to hear, something they need to hear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
So
great.
as we wrap up, in season 2, our listeners know that we had the shot clock segment, but we're switching it up this season. We're going to call it the one-on-one. We're basically going to do like a would you rather type of situation.
Okay.
We're just going to ask you a few questions. So first question, Prime Amare in New York
Yep.
or Phoenix, or Stoudemire in Europe?
Tel Aviv.
Suns.
Yeah,
Suns.
that's a Hall of
Suns.
Famer over there.
Easy.
All right, and playing in Tel Aviv like last night or Jerusalem? What's better?
I haven't played in Jerusalem yet.
Oh, you haven't
I'm
played yet?
I'm gonna go with Tel Aviv.
All right, Tel Aviv,
That's a
there
great
you go.
place to play. So what about morning games? You have a game you see on the schedule. You got one at noon or you got one at 9 o'clock? What do you
At
rather
9
play?
o'clock.
All day?
Yeah.
For sure?
Depending on the day. Depending on the day.
Okay, I
Yeah,
like that.
I'll
I
say
like that.
depending on the day.
Night games are better because then you can kind of get
Yeah.
prepped for it all day.
It's kind of hard to wake up and just be like, all right, we got to go play. Like, I got to wake up, do my ritual, you know, chill a little bit.
I see that.
Gotta get right.
I see that. So when you're also, I wanted to ask, when you're maybe get a steal on defense,
Yeah.
or you're getting like a fast break dunk on the other side, which one do you enjoy more?
Fast break dunk,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
and then LeBron or Jordan?
Oh, man. I'll say Jordan, just straight up Jordan. But then at the end of the day, LeBron is going to lead every statistical category. So it's like 20 years, everybody's probably going to be saying LeBron. But culturally and just for the game of basketball, Jordan for
Yeah,
sure.
that's the right answer. You can't know, especially playing overseas. The way basketball spread to the world was Jordan, and everybody knows
Yeah.
that. So that's good. Good answer. Good.
Awesome.
We'll keep it in the pod. Keep it in the pod. But thank you, dude, for coming in.
Yeah,
We really
sir.
appreciate it. It's
It's
great
awesome.
to hear
Appreciate
from a
that.
guy like you with
Appreciate
great
you guys.
experience, and it's just dope for us. So thanks again for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.